We've got bacon, we've got a really beautiful creamy mushroom sauce, pasta, cheese in the oven, delicious. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. So what we have here is 250 grams of fresh mushrooms, or about 3 cups in total. Chopped it up quite small. And here I've got 16 ounces or a pound of bacon. Now this is a very fatty, streaky bacon, so what I'm going to do is we're going to cook this first, render it out, because we're going to get a lot of unwanted fat from that bacon right there. So I've got my bacon in there. There's just the bacon. I didn't add any fat in there because what we're trying to do is actually get rid of fat. Like I say, you can see there's a lot of white there as opposed to the pink of the meat. So I'm going to cook this for about 4 or 5 minutes, and it really will. And we're probably going to get maybe half a cup of fat from this. I mean, I'm using this type of bacon. If you've got a decent bacon, it's not going to produce the same amount of fat. You can get it as crispy as you like. Okay, off goes the heat. Now I told you that was fatty. Look at that. That is a ridiculous amount. So what I'm going to do is separate the fat or the oil from the bacon. And I've kind of got it like there, that kind of crispiness. You could do it a bit more if you wanted. So just want to show you exactly how much come out. That is like a cup, over a cup in fact. And there's our bacon there. So you can use that for something else if you want, or discard it. That's up to you, but we certainly don't want that amount in this dish. So I've got a medium-sized pan here, and in there I've got 2 tablespoons of butter that we're very slowly going to melt down. Now what I like to do, because we're going to be cooking some onions and stuff, is add just a little bit of olive oil, and that kind of helps or prevents the butter from burning. So nice and low. Let's just sort of melt that down. I'll be back in a minute or so. So we're going to take half a cup of onion and drop that in. Small amount of garlic, so a couple of teaspoons maybe, heaped teaspoon, not a lot. And then a teaspoon each salt, pepper, and today I'm using some dried thyme. I mean, you can change that if you want to, you know, a different herb or spice. Right, let's go now for about 4 minutes. And you can see, it's nice and gentle. So the onions and garlic are coming on just nicely. We're now going to add in that 3 cups or 250 grams of chopped mushrooms. Now look, I've cut them like that. I mean, you can cut them how you like really, because we're going to blend the whole thing together to make a really beautiful creamy sauce. Okay, about another 4 to 5 minutes. Again, nice and gentle. Let's cook those mushrooms down with the onions and the garlic. Looking fabulous. And we've got a little bit of moisture from the mushrooms as they cook down. I've got here 2 tablespoons of flour. That's a regular wheat plain flour. And we really need to be stirring all the time now. Again, keep it nice and low. And we're going to go now for about 4 minutes of just moving it around. We need to cook that flour out, otherwise you're going to get a really powdery, floury, horrible taste in the sauce. So don't skip this at all. Wonderful stuff. But we're going to add milk now. I'm using a full fat milk, cow's milk. And we're going to start off by adding in 2 cups. I've measured it out here. We're going to work that in, and then we're going to be adding cup by cup. You're kind of going to need to kind of eyeball it at the moment, but as the heat goes through that and the milk gets hot or warm, it will thicken with the flour that we've added. So keep stirring. I'll be back just in maybe 90 seconds. So you can see that's really super thick. So let's now add 1 more cup of milk. We're going to go again. So that's 3 cups of milk so far. And again, keep stirring for maybe 1 minute or so, and it will thicken. And we'll just get it to the consistency that we're happy with. Thickening nicely. So we're now adding 1 more cup of milk. So that's 4 cups of milk to the 2 tablespoons of flour. Now that might be enough now, but we'll check it out. Let it heat up. And then we'll see. We might add 1 more cup, but let's just eyeball it. Perfect. So off goes the heat. That's a good consistency for me. So 4 cups of milk to 2 tablespoons of flour. That's a lovely, lovely consistency. Now what you've got there is a beautiful mushroom sauce ready to go. Now, if you want, you can liquidize it, which is what we're going to do to make it super, super creamy. Okay, so you can see that our sauce has been liquidized there. Really beautifully smooth and lovely. Now what we're going to do, the heat's on again, nice and low. I've got 1 cup of cheddar cheese, and I'm using quite a sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to drop that in. You could change this cheese if you want, maybe some Parmesan or something if you wanted. And then we've got our bacon, our crispy bacon that you saw earlier that we rendered down. In that goes, and we're just going to, with the heat on, just go for 2 to 3 minutes, and our sauce is now complete. So our sauce is complete. Now, let's not look at pasta yet. Let's look at the container. I'm using glass. You can use metal. You can use ceramic, as long as it can go in an oven. And also have your oven on now. Get your oven on. You need a preheated oven, and get it as hot as you can. Everything here is cooked. We're just bringing it together. So I'm using penne pasta. Any pasta works. You can use macaroni. You can use farfalle. You can use anything you want. You can see that's cooked and laid in there. Very simply, we're going to pour our sauce over and give it a little mix. So, gave that a little mix as well, just very roughly. We're going to get some more of that cheddar. Well, you can use cheddar if you want. A couple of cups here, I think. But you can be as, you know, generous as you want with the cheese. Oh, there it goes. So what we're going to do, you know what we're looking for here. We're just going to go into the oven. I want to kind of brown that cheese off a little bit and get it nice. So really hot oven. My oven's, I think my oven goes up to like 275 or something. So I'm going to get it really, really, really hot. Bung it in, middle shelf, and it's going to go in just for like 8 to 10 minutes. All ovens are different, but yeah, you know what we're going for, don't you? Okay, there you go, beautiful. Out the oven. That was like 10 minutes in my oven. Now, I just put the bottom of my oven on, not the top. Put the top on if you want, but then keep your eye on it because it will really brown and even burn very quickly. That is delicious. Hope you enjoy that. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Lots of love. Thank you so much for stopping by and making it to the end of the videos. If you would like to donate to me, there's a thanks button in most countries. You can give me $2 or up to $50. I need to buy a new Ferrari. Come on, help me out.